Will Saudi Arabia recognize Israel in foreseeable future? That MBS is still not a king. The only person which can recognize a state is Saudi king. Trump does not like this idea at all. He doesn't care about Palestine and Palestinian people. Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu does not seem to oblige into giving Palestinian their rights, prosecute Netanyahu for his corruption scandals. Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Lahore First, which is primarily in Urdu language. For our English speaking global audience, we will be doing 1 or 2 videos a week in English, and thumbnails of such videos will have an upper left side blue English strip for you to spot on. I also ask you to subscribe to our channel so whenever the new video is uploaded you get notified about it. Viewers, today I will talk about a very hot and sensitive topic, which is, will Saudi Arabia recognize Israel in foreseeable future? In my view, I don't see that happening for at least next 5 or 10 years. Saudi Arabia, which is also unofficially called leader of global Islamic world, is a monarchy which has its own set of challenges. Saudi Crown Prince MBS Mohammed bin Salman is a very dynamic and ambitious person. But the first factor I will describe which makes me think that Saudi Arabia will not recognize Israel is that MBS is still not a king. MBS is a crown prince, and according to Saudi rules, the only person which can recognize a state is Saudi king, who happens to be King Salman, 89 years old, and of course he is the father of MBS. So the King Salman has always been very vocal about the rights and about the cause of Palestinian people, and he is very adamant that Palestine should be an independent state from the very beginning. I don't think in his last years and in his last decade of legacy, King Salman will be keen to recognize Israel as a state. The second factor I count is that MBS recently, I think last year, he said in an interview that he fears an assassination attempt should the Saudi Arabia recognize Israel. Let's not forget that MBS is not a king yet, and any recognition of Israel by Saudi Arabia will pose a serious threat to his succession to king. MBS knows it very well, and that is the only way he raised his concern about any possible assassination attempt. At the same time, it was quoted in international newspapers, which was obviously later denied by MBS team, that MBS said he doesn't care about Palestine and Palestinian people. But at the same time, MBS knows it very well that there are rivals to him in House of Saud, the royal family of Saudi Arabia, and any mistake or any misadventure on a strategic front can make the succession of MBS very difficult. Another factor is threat of retaliation from Iran and Yemen, which is the proxy of Iran. Iran does not seem to recognize Israel at least for, I say, 30-40 years at least, till the Islamic rule is there in Iran. Any attempt by Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel will get a serious retaliation from Israel, from Iran and Yemen. The next factor is Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu does not seem to oblige into giving Palestinian their rights or into making Palestine a state. And to some extent, Netanyahu also had Trump's blessings. Recently, Israeli judiciary have taken the initiative to prosecute Netanyahu for his corruption scandals, and Donald Trump has given a statement to his favor that Trump does not like this idea at all. And Netanyahu doesn't seem to leave the Israeli government for next 2, 3, or 4 years, in my views. So that is also another factor. And the last factor is that today it's 2025. In 2028, US presidential elections are due, and we all know that Donald Trump will not be a nominee or a contender in those elections because this is his last term. Once we pass through next 2 years, and when it comes to 2027, Saudi Arabia will also think that since Donald Trump will be leaving the office in 1.5 years, perhaps we could wait for the next US president to come in, and then we'll test the waters and look into this. They will not be willing to give the shine of recognizing Israel as a state to Donald Trump, the outgoing US president. So once we are in 2027, then we are looking that Saudi Arabia will look towards 2029 after the arrival of US president to look into this matter. So viewers, this was my conclusion that I don't see that Saudi Arabia will in any way recognize Israel at least till 2030 in my view. So if you like our video, kindly comment and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.